Hello everyone. Once again I welcome you all to my video. So this is the video of class 10 biology. So in the previous video we had talked about the respiration part. That means respiration in human being. So as I had already told you all that is the last video of respiration. But there are some important points in the respiration part that I had left. So in this video we will talk about that thing. So here we are with our new video. So as I have already told you all that is the last video of respiration, but I have missed this, means some subtopic breathing rate is there and some important points are there. So I will discuss those things in this video only, and after that the respiration full part will be completed. So first thing is, what is respiration rate? If I ask you what is the respiration rate, so what is the thing that coming in your brain, that we are respiring, we are breathing, that is the respiration. So if I ask you, if you don't right now don't see this one, don't see this chart. So if I ask you all that what is the normal breathing rate in you, that means in an adult, what will be your answer? Actually the time when I was teaching in the classes, that means in your previous batches, that means very unique answers came. That means somebody used was telling that 72 minute per second, somebody was telling 80 minute, somebody was telling 40. So I think 72 minute per second, that is the other thing, that is the heartbeat. But this is breathing rate. Have you all imagined about the breathing rate? I think nobody have imagined that what is your normal breathing rate. But when we are reading these topics in your book, in your syllabus, so we should know, we must know that what is the normal breathing rate. See, what is the breathing rate? Breathing rate, that means in a within a minute, that means how many times we are inhaling, how many times we are exhaling, that is the breathing rate. Like if we do right now, that means in one time we are counting one inhalation and one exhalation. That means in 1 minute, with respect to 1 minute, that means with respect to time, what is the that rate that we are inhaling and exhaling. So if we see this chart, we can know that up to 5 months, that means a small baby respire much faster than us, that means 30 to 36 per minute. If we see 1 to 12 months, they all are the babies, but if we see us, that means this one, 12 year and up, so we are getting here that 12 to 20 breath per minute. Now if you think that if I am wrong, just do it yourself. Just take a watch, stopwatch, and just count. Just count, that means if you are taking one inhalation and exhaling one time, count that one just as one. Just if you will count that, you will get a normal breathing rate 15 to 18 minute, sorry, 15 to 18 times per minute. So this is the breathing rate. Breathing is a involuntary action. So what is involuntary action? Involuntary actions are those actions that means they are not in our control. That means we are doing our work, we are eating, we are sleeping, but are they in our control? If we are sleeping, are we breathing or are we not breathing? We are breathing. That means the breathing things, that means the breathing rate, all these things are just involuntary actions. That means they are not controlled by, they are not controlled according to our will. they are the automatic, that means our brain is controlling our breathing. So breathing is completed. Let's see the other thing. So here is the image. You all can see that a lady is diving in a water and she is having one cylinder with her. Actually, why there is a need of taking cylinder into the water? As I have already told you all that that means the fishes and the marine animals, they also use oxygen under the water. So why we are not able to take the oxygen in the water? The thing is, in the water there is DO2, that means a dissolved oxygen. So that means the fishes and the marine animals are having a special organ, that is the gills. So the one who is having the gills, they can take the DO2, but we are not having the gills, we are having the lungs, so we are not able to take the oxygen under the water. So what the water driver do, they carry a oxygen cylinder in the back of their, so that they can breathe very easily under the water. Because when they are moving under the water, they are just that means expending a lot of energy. So when they are expending a lot of energy, that means our body need a oxygen to break that glucose and to form energy. That means right now our body is demanding the energy. So how we can that means prepare the energy, how can we give the energy? We are having the glucose, but we need oxygen to give the energy. So here when we are having that oxygen, that means under the cylinder they are getting the energy easily. So let's see. Now here comes the hemoglobin. Now what is the hemoglobin? Now see, as we already know that the food that we have eaten, now it is break it down, now it is providing the energy. But who is carrying, that means who is the transportation system, who is carrying each and everything from one place to the other? That is our transportation system. So I have already discussed in the previous videos that the blood is the best transportation system, or we can say the circulatory system. So in the blood there is a RBC present. So RBC carry hemoglobin. So here we can say that this is the blood. Blood is having RBC. Now RBC is having the hemoglobin. So this is the only one part, the hemoglobin part, that bind with the oxygen and it carry the oxygen to the target cells or the organ. So let's see what is the normal thing or level in a human. So we can see from here that the normal count of the hemoglobin in a blood, we can see here the male, it should contain 14 to 18 deciliter per gram. That means in 1 gram, 14 to 18 count of hemoglobin must be there in in 1 deciliter. So here we are having the, in the newborn babies it must be 70 to 22. That means we already know that the babies need more oxygen to carry to the cells. So if there is a less amount of hemoglobin present in the body, so what will happen? Actually we will suffer with lot of diseases. Just like if our body needs a lot of oxygen, so if our body is not able to provide that much of oxygen, that much of energy, so that means simply we will face a lot of problems, we will face with some of the diseases. So the deficiency of hemoglobin is known as anemia. or we can say the deficiency of blood is known as anemia. So here we are having some symptoms of anemia. If somebody is suffering with headache, dizziness, chest pain, shortness of breathing, if they are not able to breathe properly, if their heart rate is increased, fatigue and low pressure, so that means that person is having anemia. That means they are having very low count of hemoglobin. That means their that means the energy they want, they are not able to provide. So one important topic and the last topic of this video, that is carbon monoxide. Now what is the carbon monoxide? Actually, the carbon monoxide is the product of a coal or its derivatives. For example, coal is there, petroleum is there, wood is there. That means any derivatives of carbon, it is carbon monoxide, but it does not make a carbon monoxide. It will make carbon dioxide. If we burn wood, coal, petroleum, anything, then it will produce CO2. But a special case is there. If we are burning them in lack of oxygen, that means we are not providing a sufficient amount of oxygen, and we are burning it, then it will produce CO, that means carbon monoxide. As we can see in the diagram, that a vehicle is just producing a black smoke. That black smoke is carbon monoxide. When that engine starts, so that means they are burning that petrol in absence of oxygen. That means they are not getting the oxygen. So when they are burning that petrol in absence of oxygen, they are producing carbon monoxide. Now this carbon monoxide is very very dangerous for us. Like if somebody sleeps under a locked room by burning the carbon products, that means the wood or the coal, and if they are burning in absence of oxygen, that means they will produce carbon monoxide. So what happens, the carbon monoxide is very very good friend of hemoglobin. So what we are used to say that oxygen is just bind with the hemoglobin, but here when the hemoglobin get the carbon monoxide, they will bind with the hemoglobin. So here in our blood there is a hemoglobin will carry the carbon monoxide to each and every cell. Now when, so this is the poisonous thing. If carbon monoxide enters into our cell, so it will make fatigue. That means there will be a death of that, slow death of that person who is just sleeping in that room. So it is told to, that means it is very dangerous to sleep in a locked room. So we just used a ventilation